Welcome, everyone, to the NoDQ.com live recap of Monday Night Raw for March 31st, 2025. Today is the 40-year anniversary of the first WrestleMania. I'm not even sure if WWE mentioned that or not. Maybe I missed it. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing great out there watching this, whether it's live or on demand. Let's get to the show. We had John Cena opening up for the third week in a row. This was the final Raw of this European tour and also the final televised show of this European tour. It's nice to be doing these early in the evening. Unfortunately, it's back to normal starting on Friday. John Cena came out to open up the show, third week in a row. Before he could even say one word, though, Cody Rhodes came out there to confront Cena, and we had a full-fledged promo battle between these two. Cody Rhodes said that Cena could have cooked him, could have made fun of him for having a lisp, could have mentioned Stardust, which got a Stardust chant from the fans. Cena could have mentioned his arm tattoo that's on his neck. Cena could have mentioned that Cody got booed in a company he created. Said that Cena should come clean and tell the fans the real reason for his actions, which resulted in a "You sold out" chant from the fans. Cena issued his response. Cena said he wasn't going to punch down. He said Cody has been protected long enough. He's not going to cook Cody. He is going to bury Cody, just like he has buried everyone else. But Cena made it clear he doesn't bury talent. He buries mediocrity. He said that Cody Rhodes is a guy who stole his blueprint and is still underwhelming. Cena said the fans can see through Cody, that he's phony, he's too polished, he's too rehearsed, he relies on gimmicks. And after all these years, he's still afraid to show who he is. Cena then called Cody a Nepo baby who is just a common fan, and he is going to expose Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 as being an errand boy that just got lucky. Cody had his response. Cody said the fans actually chose him. Unlike Cena, who was a guy that was picked by one person in the office, and that guy is not around anymore. Reference to you know who. Cody said that if anybody is a company creation, it's John Cena. John Cena has more dick in his promo than he does in his jorts. Then Cody said that John Cena is disenfranchised. He disenfranchised fans so much that Cody had to go elsewhere. And then Cody brought up The Rock. We finally got a reference to The Rock. Cody did admit he still considers John Cena to be his hero, but John Cena is a piece of shit. And we got a chant from the fans with that. And then Cena had his response. He said he has worked 100 times harder than Cody, and he said that he makes empires from billionaires. All Cody ever did was steal money from those billionaire kids. A reference to Tony Khan. Tony Khan was not mentioned by name, though. Vince McMahon was not mentioned by name, but we did get the references from them. And then, just as John Cena was going to leave, Cody Rhodes brought up how the fans would chant, "You can't wrestle" at Cena. And Cena did not appreciate this. He went for a cheap shot, but Cody countered him and laid him out with the crossroads and was standing tall to end this verbal battle between the two of them. this was a hell of a segment. This was what they needed. No Rock, but at least we got a reference to The Rock. The back and forth mic work here, the trash talking. This was excellent. This was really well done. This got me hyped for WrestleMania. But now my questioning here is, will we even see John Cena until WrestleMania? This was his last advertised appearance until WrestleMania, and Cody Rhodes stood tall. If this is the last interaction we see between them before WrestleMania, makes me think John Cena's winning. Will we have one more Cena appearance? Will The Rock show up before WrestleMania? That remains to be seen. It was still a great segment. Both of them had some strong lines. John Cena may have actually gotten the best of Cody a little bit, but Cody still held his own. And it was what it needed to be to build up some heat for this match. Maybe we will see The Rock do something to Cody these last couple weeks before WrestleMania. Time will tell. Hell of a segment. I definitely would highly recommend checking it out if you missed it. It was a classic back and forth, just firing shots at each other. Backstage, we had, actually not backstage. New Day came to the ring for a match, and then Adam Pearce came out by the stage, and he said that if they want a tag team title match, they have to earn it, and he brought out their opponents. The New Day went up against Pete Dunne and the returning Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate is back, the big, strong boy. These guys were over, obviously, in England. Pete Dunne looks like he's a babyface again. He was a heel when Tyler Bate was gone. Now they're back together. We got the new Catch Republic. They still have that crappy entrance music, but it's all fine. Match was solid. Pretty standard match. Early momentum for the good guys. Then New Day got the heat for a while. Tyler Bate tagged in, did some of his classic moves like the airplane spin. Then Pete Dunne was back in. He did some joint manipulation, but then Kofi hit the SOS to Dunne. New Day regained the upper hand, and they pinned Dunne with the Daybreak to perhaps secure a tag team title match. Afterwards, they cut a promo. They said they want their title shot. Then the War Raiders came out there, held up the championships. We really should get this at WrestleMania. They didn't confirm it. I don't believe they confirmed it. But I think it needs to be on WrestleMania, and New Day needs to win the match and become the new champions as heels. You really got to take them to the next level with this heel turn. We had a backstage segment with Jimmy and Jay. Jay wanted to be out there for Jimmy's match with Gunther, but Jimmy, of course, wanted to go at it alone, and Jay asked him to please be careful out there going up against Gunther. We had our match, Jimmy Uso versus Gunther. Good match here, competitive. Jimmy brought the fight. Gunther did dominate a sizable portion of the match, but then Jimmy was able to hit the Uso splash. However, Gunther was able to kick out, and then Gunther powerbombed Jay, did not let the referee count to 3. Gunther pulled up Jay, delivered more punishment, and then finally put on the sleeper hold. Referee stopped the match. Gunther was your winner. Gunther kept the attack going after the match, but Jimmy Uso ran down, made the save for his brother. They kind of botched this because Jay's Titantron popped up before he actually came out there, before the post-match attack even happened. So it kind of gave away what was going to happen. Not that we could all predict that, or we couldn't predict that. Gunther escaped, and then we went to a commercial break. And at this point, I'm thinking, well, that was good, but not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see an absolute beatdown of Jimmy, absolute carnage. But then we came back from the commercial break. Jay was helping Jimmy to the back, and Gunther blindsided both of them, beat the crap out of both of them. Security came out there. Gunther powerbombed one of the guys on the steel steps, took his zip tie, tied Jay in the rope, and then continued his attack on Jimmy. Jimmy was trying to fight back. Jimmy got busted open, so WWE did some blood. We got some color. And then Gunther was taunting Jay. Gunther licked Jimmy's blood. This was something out of AEW. Got the "you sick F" chants. And then Gunther put the sleeper hold, the choke hold on Jimmy as Jey Uso desperately tried to break free but could not do it. And Jimmy was basically left for dead at the end of this segment. It was fantastic. This is definitely what the feud needed. Jimmy Uso completely beat down. Jey Uso unable to help his brother. The licking of the blood, I'm not the biggest fan of that stuff, whatever. But if there was ever a segment that justified blood, it was this one. I said it last week. This had to be absolute destruction of Jimmy Uso. I don't even think they did a stretcher job with him, but this was basically what that was. Jimmy was practically dead here, just a bloody mess, and Jey Uso unable to help. Felt very similar to, as people pointed out, in 2009 when Stephanie McMahon was handcuffed and or Triple H was handcuffed and Stephanie was attacked by Randy Orton. Great stuff here. This was an awesome angle. Definitely what they needed for WrestleMania, for their semi-main event match or whatever it's going to be at this point, opening match, whatever they decide to do. Big thumbs up, though, for the segment. Backstage, we had Judgment Day talking about their tag team match, and Liv and Raquel said they need to do something about Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. More on those two in a little bit. We had a tag team match, Bron Breakker and Penta against Finn Balor and Dominik Mysterio. For a while, Bron and Penta were working well together. But then with some dirty tactics, Finn Balor raked the eyes of Bron. They got the upper hand for a while, but then Penta tagged in, and the good guys, I guess Bron's a babyface this week. He's really like a tweener. But they started to make a comeback here. Crowd was singing "Who Let the Dog Out" at Bron Breakker. That was great. I hope that catches on, by the way. That should be for every Bron Breakker match now. You had the interference, of course, from Dominik Mysterio and Carlito, and then Bron Breakker went to spear Balor, but accidentally hit Penta. And Finn Balor took advantage. Finn Balor pinned Penta with the coup de grace, which I believe is the first time that Penta has been pinned on Monday Night Raw. And I think Matthew confirmed that this was Penta's first official loss. Or second loss, I'm not sure, but yeah. Penta finally loses here by pinfall. And this was a good angle here to set up what I presume will be a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. Then backstage, we had Chad Gable. He wanted to wrestle, but he's still not feeling well. He had his doctor's note once again. And then when Pierce brought up next week's Raw is going to be in Minneapolis, Gable's hometown, Gable said he's going to be better. He'll be good to go for next week. But then Pierce said nothing is more important than Gable's health. And instead, El Grande Americano is going to fill in for Chad Gable next week in Minneapolis. So there you go. El Grande Americano in action next week. I mentioned this on social media. I really hope when Sami Zayn comes back, we get El Generico, even though they're actually two separate people, right? Just like Chad Gable and El Grande Americano. But I think with El Grande Americano being a focus now, being a focal point of WWE TV, WWE's bringing in some new luchadors. I say find where El Generico is, some orphanage in Mexico, bring him out of retirement and have him face El Grande Americano, either at WrestleMania or maybe sometime after WrestleMania, but we got to see it. We got to see El Generico in WWE before it's all said and done. Backstage, we had Maxine Dupree talking to Adam Pearce about her career. We'll see where that goes. And also Penta confronted Bron Breakker and officials had to separate them. Next up, we had AJ Styles in the ring for a promo. He called out Logan Paul. Logan came to the ring. The crowd was chanting, "Who are ya?" at Logan and "Shut the F up," which got censored by Netflix. Why, I don't know, but they're censoring it. And they went back and forth on the mic here a little bit. AJ said the talent will only get Logan so far. He called him a douchebag. He wanted to fight. Crowd was chanting "Prime is shit." Logan said he doesn't fight for free. He said the fans were broke, and he then proposed a match, but a match for WrestleMania. He then went for a cheap shot. Styles was able to fight back, but then Paul escaped the Styles clash and then laid out AJ Styles with his finisher, the Pulverizer, and stood tall. And it was officially confirmed. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul for WrestleMania. I thought that Pulverizer looked great, by the way. It was very smooth, the execution of that move. I'm not sure if Logan could hit it on bigger guys, but for AJ, it looked perfect. And yeah, I'm optimistic they're going to have a great match at WrestleMania based off of this interaction. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Backstage, Lyra Valkyria cut a backstage promo, and it was confirmed she will face Bayley for the Women's IC title next week. She's been going crazy. She needs to beat Bayley since Bayley beat her recently. That match will be on Raw next week. And then Finn Balor was seen with Judgment Day. Balor was happy about his win. He said he was going to talk to Adam Pearce about a title match potentially. He left. And then Liv talked to Dominik and said that Dominik was a factor too in that match and said she was going to talk to Adam Pearce as well. Again, looks like they're going to be setting up a four-way match for WrestleMania. Bron Breakker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominik Mysterio. Pretty good stuff here. For a mid-card match, I think the build has been solid for this one. We then had our main event match of the evening, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. They were trading near falls early. Bianca was put to work, making the counts. And then after the break, the standard routine with these types of matches, Rhea starts to have an issue with the officiating. And Rhea delivered a lot of offense to Io. She did this Samoan drop-like move from the second rope, but then Io regained the upper hand. Io came off the top, but Rhea caught her with a headbutt. Rhea hit the razor's edge. Io kicked out of that. Io was able to counter out of Riptide, and Bianca was accidentally kicked by Rhea. She got sent out of the ring. Rhea then successfully hit the Riptide, got her down for over a count of 10, but there was no referee. And then Bianca was eventually able to get back in the ring. However, Io had enough time to cover. Io kicked out. And then Rhea went after Io, who was in the ropes. And Bianca tried to do the 5 count. Rhea was not breaking, so Bianca grabbed at Rhea. Rhea responded by striking Bianca. Bianca recovered though, but then she was drop kicked by Io Sky accidentally again. This was a little overkill here, but this is the story they're telling. Bianca was sent to the outside. She was accidentally hit by both, and Bianca then just called off the match. She ruled it a double disqualification, and all 3 women started fighting, but it was Rhea Ripley who got the best of them, hit the super riptide to Bianca off the second rope, stood tall, held up the championship as Monday Night Raw went off the air. It was executed well, but this was very cliche. And to me, this went exactly as I was expecting it to go. The shenanigans to set up the obvious triple threat. I mean, come on. It was fine, but yeah, I was hoping maybe they could have come up with something a little bit different here. Obviously, they're doing the triple threat for WrestleMania, and we'll see what happens. It was pointed out to me that Bianca is undefeated at WrestleMania, so maybe she'll get the title. We'll see what happens. All in all, I thought Raw was really strong this week. Definitely a step up from the last several weeks. The John Cena, Cody Rhodes segment absolutely killed it. Love the angle with Gunther, Jay, and Jimmy Uso. Those were definitely the highlights. Main event segment was fine. Predictable, but good. All in all, I give Raw a strong 8 out of 10 this week. Very good show. I'm going to miss the European fans. I will say that. Next week, we're in Minnesota, and I do not think they will be quite as vocal. I would like to hope so, but I have my expectations low. Chicago for SmackDown should be good, though. It's Chicago. But yeah, next week, we're back to 8 p.m. Eastern start time, 11 p.m., 10:30 reviews. I'm going to miss it. It was a fun 3 weeks here. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in early, following along, and if you're watching on demand, thank you as well. Have a great week, everyone. Stay tuned to the No DQ review. I have it under good authority that a certain Don will be returning to the No DQ review. Big Vito is apparently going to be on with us Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Colin Andrew made it happen. It's been a while since Big Vito, one of the No DQ review originals, has been on. So stay tuned for that. Take care, everybody. Say yes to No DQ, and I will see you all next time.